Hold a moment. You may visit the palace and its shrine, but be warned. The Queen meets with trading company vipers. Take care you are not bitten. You will find her in her throne room through the door behind me. Inform the guards of your purpose. Whether the Queen will hear you above the baying of her guests is another matter.
While I am flattered by the esteemed Hazanui's confidence, I must wonder how my people are meant to have destroyed an entire colony overnight.
You tell us. It's no coincidence that your outpost at Port Mage survived the recent storm.
You speak as if I could command the tides. While you are casting your blame in a wide net, why not look to our Kahanga allies? We do not share their talent for shaping water.
I say our guest forgets himself.
Brother, stand down. You are the one who mistakes my throne room for a sparring arena. I say this is beneath us. An interesting visitor in difficult times. You cannot be here to deliver a favorable omen. The gods remember the honest, and so do I. Allow me to apologize as I toss you before the wolves. This one is a watcher blessed by Tangaloa. I suspect that many of our questions about Hasongo will soon be answered.
I know this one. His parlor tricks frightened 10 years of every sailor in Queen's Birth.
We assembled to discuss the darkening of Hasongo, one of Rawatai's colonies. Watcher, it seems you have the floor.
Huh. What sailor's tale is this?
There's no sane explanation for what's been happening. You keep waiting for one, it'll be too late.
Does tilling the soils of the Eastern Reach drive all men mad? You sound as crazy as the Dawnstar Dreamers.
Have you not heard the rumors, Karu? An Adra Colossus marching across the sea. Sailor tales, but credible ones.
The Lady of Doors must have great confidence in you. Tracking down a god who stands as tall as a mountain, a fisherman with poor eyesight could do this. My priests will trip over their feet to interpret his divine plan. Watcher, can you cut through the din and tell for what he comes to the Deadfire? I believe our course is clear. We will send the Watcher to Hasongo. Set sail to the west of Nekataka. I would tell you to keep a weather eye out for a lighthouse, but the God of Light did not appreciate competition. Something to add, Hazanui? You have an eager look about you. She believes herself entitled to my ear, I say.
Only that Hasongo is a Rawataian outpost. It would be useful for the Watcher to take one of ours along.
Ma'am.
Maya's an expert sailor and a better sharpshooter. The best the Brass Citadel has to offer. Whatever comes your way, she'll see it first.
If it gets me and Ashiza out of diplomat duty, We'd set sail with a drunk scolder at the helm.
Ac, perfito. Do you mean to stop Eothas by shooting him? Seri Pelagina will go with the Watcher. Show him how the Republic's handled things.
Your Excellency, Palagina Messerai has been... banished? She has been seen in Queen's Berth. I can have a report to headquarters.
You should feel no obligation to take on additional crew. The choice is yours.
Say the word and I'll shoot the tip off a green boy's nose.
You're making a mistake, Watcher. In times like these, trustworthy allies are the most valuable asset of all.
Calm down, Nero. I'm sure you'll get one of your spies in place eventually. In the meantime, Watcher, I hope you'll meet me in the Brass Citadel. There's more for us to discuss among friendlier company.
I believe we are finished here. Aruihi? Aren't we popular? Take care at Hasongo. The Deadfire was overfull before Aethys blundered in. Your allies will use you toward any end. Do not give your trust lightly.
I say it is beyond time our guests lick their wounds somewhere else. Let's speak. While we have the chance.
I know exactly what you're thinking. You're asking yourself, how did I let the Royal Deadfire Company plant an informant in my crew? My superiors might expect me to report in from time to time, but don't read too much into it. You're not the only big thing happening around here. I'm in this for a lot of information, a little diplomacy, and plenty of target practice. This whole campaign is a risk-benefit analysis. The Navy knows you're a gamble, and they're factoring in all potential losses. Rawatai is here to do some good work, since the Huana can't seem to do it themselves. Maybe just try and stay out of our way. Better that you hear it from me than someone else, right? The company isn't in the business of reassigning officers outside of the mission unless they've got a damn good reason. And you are a damn good reason. Take the compliment. Then I look forward to seeing how long it takes before you find yourself in someone's back pocket. Oh, guess you ought to meet the bird. Ishi is smarter than he looks, but don't expect him to do any tricks. Ishi, come.
That's a good-looking bird. Hey, Birdie. Hey, Birdie.
Takes practice before he'll listen to you properly, but that's a good start. Did your friend suffer a head wound? Before we get into deeper waters, I've got a question. You've got a ship and a title. Being captain means more than just wearing a big hat. A lot of tough calls to be made. A crew can be like family. They can also be like a nest of squalling infants. Let's say your galley cook was fixing to organize the rest of the crew into a mutiny. How would you handle it? Sort it out as equals. Interesting. Of course, the only right answer is the one that works in a given time and place. I just wanted to hear yours. Ask me again when I'm wearing the big hat. That'll be a different Maya. But enough about me. Glad to be aboard, Captain. I've got some answers. Well, my parents came from the Deadfire. I'm getting a taste of my roots. After they immigrated to Rawatai, their talents caught the Ranganui's eye. He saw them as this spectacle, this achievement of the old country, I guess. So they were honored guests. Not many Huana rose to distinction in Takoa. We were also curiosities. Even as we broke the same bread and tossed back the same wine, the Ranganui's friends always checked under the table to see if I had a tail. Kana thought it was hilarious. You're telling me. Growing up in the Ranganui's shadow wasn't all bad. We had tutors and advisors at our disposal, and lots of folk from stranger parts than these. I spent my days learning to shoot, while my more academic siblings learned to express themselves. I leave you to judge who spent their time better. Sure am. And I heard that you two spent some time together. Funny how the gods toss things together. I heard tell that Kana sailed off in search of whatever he didn't find in the Deerwood. They say he lit a fire under the Ranganui to speed up the taming of the Deadfire. You clearly had some sway on his opinions, more than I ever did. Wish you had told Kana to give up on the poetry. He's got no ear for it. You kept him alive in any case, while he wandered the lands in search of stories. I do with bullets what Kana did with words. Just in case you were wondering, the comparison ends there. I won a shooting competition at the Ranganui's estate. This was a few years before enlisting with the Navy. As a reward, he gave me the freedom of the Royal Eyrie and said I could take my pick of the warbirds. Stinkfeathers here kicked a rather pretty hawk off my arm so he could have me all to himself. Been inseparable ever since. Uh-oh. That's his "I'm hungry and you're wasting my time" face. Better step back, Captain. I'm listening.
Gladly. How may I help?
So, read anything good lately?
A riveting essay on the properties of illusion. Oh, and Catabolt's treatise on the finer points of corrosives.
Glad I asked.
Aeothus, light of spring, sun of the world, thou givest me life and purpose.
Be seeing ya.
Ado, Watcher. The Cantanichesi sent for me. It seems the Republics have need of me again, thanks to you. Do you have need of me? Good.
So if things had played out different, you might have grown up here.
True. Good thing my parents had the sense to leave.
And you'd be worrying about what the trading companies were doing, setting up down here.
No offense, but I try not to live with a bunch of ifs trailing in my wake. Sura asked me to train a crop of new sailors. Guess the sharpshooting lesson was wasted. Should have spent that time talking about home.
I don't get this at all. There was a Dawnstar settlement on Asango. The place got trampled just the same. I wouldn't mind if he stopped walking for a minute. Let us know what he's up to. I'll tell you one thing. When we catch up to that unstoppable god statue, me and him are gonna have words.
If this was here all right. And it looks like he was headed to that lighthouse at the western end.
Yeah? Of course.
Not a sound.
Shut the door, quick, before the Naga get in. We're the finest soldiers and cannoneers in Aora. We don't need anything.
Captain, 2 places I've seen that look. Healers' tents and exceptional brothels. This is neither.
Wait, you're not the reinforcements. There are supposed to be reinforcements.
What's the Navy for if not pulling good soldiers out of a bad situation?
Then you'll want my report. Yes. The first thing was the Colossus. It showed up a few days ago, a week ago, I can't be sure. But it was huge. Glowed like luminous Audra. The Colossus was coming right for us. Fleetmaster Co. ordered the gunhawks and cannoneers to take up positions. They fought. The rest of us were sent below, like cowards.
Wouldn't have taken someone from the living lands for a shirker.
We're trenchers, sons and daughters of Rauatai. We can handle anything. I heard cannon blasts, artillery fire, felt the world shake. Then the water started coming in. We came back up, and the others were... I don't know, like they'd been turned to ash. And the Colossus was walking away. The fort was flooding, where it had broken our walls, and the luminous Audra in the lighthouse had gone dark.
They skulked in after, once our walls were down. Those of us who were left fought. But those cowards moved through the sunken hallways, ambushed us from below. When the Hazanui's reinforcements get here, we'll strike back.
And build our walls back up so nothing gets through. And double our cannons, so we can destroy that Colossus if it ever comes back. Zahira, Assistant Quartermaster. Is there anything else?
Dawn Stars.
Fleetmaster Co. hired them to tend the fields that supply the mainland, but they started acting strange, dreaming strange. One of them, Latharan, had a row with the Fleetmaster over it, left angry just before the Colossus showed up.
You'd be surprised. One time me and my brother filled this fella's house with manure, right up to the roof. All different kinds of it. That was the last time he ever called us irresponsible.
I think their praying called it here, getting back at us for the Godhammer. Even if not, they definitely know something.
On the western side of the fort, it's a true marvel, a monument to Rauataian engineering.
Proof we can tame and transform this place, once we get rid of the scale bellies.
The finest cannons and bombards in the archipelago. Why, you can barely walk the ramparts without... There's still one. There must be one. They can't all have been destroyed. But you'll need a trained artillerist to aim it.
The big guns and me are on friendly terms already, Captain.
That monster that killed our people?
I suppose he does look like a monster from down here.
I told you, Zahira. The Godhammer scrambled their god, and now he's taking his revenge.
Much as I doubt that, none of my explanations fits any better.
It's no coincidence your Aethys shows up just as Latharan storms out.
Don't go back out there. You'll be safe here until reinforcements arrive.
Just stay away from the water. Damn scale bellies are hiding down there. They'll ambush if you get close.
Sometimes you can see them, if you look carefully.
Oh, you wanted something, Captain? You could say that. I'll go ahead and say it. You're halfway toward all right. A captain is better than my usual slim pickings, which is a bunch of lore college dropouts playing sailor. Hypothetically speaking, I mean. Have you ever... Dumb question, but here I go anyway. You ever gotten close to someone, even though it just wasn't... ordinary? What I'm talking about is a scenario where a difference in rank can get in the way of enjoying shore leave. Well, that's why we have these little chats. I'm just testing the direction of the wind here. Best not to overthink it. As winds do. I've enjoyed that sort of arrangement before. Nothing to suggest I won't enjoy it again someday. Naturally. It's all hypothetical here. Well, I've laid out my thoughts. You must have a couple. Be a pleasure, Captain. Funny thing is that Ishii can get particular about people. And when he doesn't take to someone, neither do I. You're the one with the spyglass into people's souls. You tell me how it works. Not everyone's a bird lover, that's fine. Some days I can't stand another second of Captain Stinkfeathers. But Ishii and I are never parted for longer than a few breaths. Take that however you will. Try not to use any foul language.
Well, this is unexpected. What exactly did you set out to accomplish by peering into the soul of this noble creature? I see. You must put a great deal of faith in Maya to find yourself in this situation. Are you so certain that she deserves your trust? The prospect of sharing her company, I can tell from here that it intrigues. Far be it from me to judge affection. Better that it bloom or wilt uninterrupted. While the Deadfire is being cut, cauterized, and trampled, it is charming to find someone who makes time for such elaborate foreplay. Observing, the one you call a Shiza makes for a convenient lens into your travels. Try not to take it too personally. I can say for certain that this is a very hungry, overworked, and at times underappreciated bird. He and Maya share that much in common, at least. Beyond that, I leave the rest up to you. Do you often turn to birds for relationship advice? I sense that Maya does not easily allow others into her confidence. She is observing you closer than you might guess. She has much on her mind. This may all be a whimsical diversion. That, or she is softening you up for the red work of her masters. Or, didn't you know? Perhaps it isn't for me to say. All in good time. Ah, I babble. What does the goddess of creativity know of kith courtship? Best of luck in your mating ritual, Watcher.
I hope that was as amusing for you as it was for me. I've got some answers. Trying to get on his good side, are ya? He's developed a taste for shark meat since we arrived at the Deadfire. Going back to the Rawatayan diet will be hard on us both.